Okay, just kind of gotta get the game up and running real fast. Did that do it? That did it. Okay. First order of business. We are putting ourselves in the Urth Fount queue, and we aren't leaving it until it pops. Second order of business. Slight squadron management stuff to do. That's it though. I think I'm actually out of things I can do with them today. Yeah. Oh, hello, Miku. Okay. That squadron stuff is going to be important for the next step. Speaking of the next step, hello, Robert. Good to see you. What was the name of that place? Fallguard Float. The Bravura is ready. It's ready to be upgraded. I wish I could say for the final time, but no. Oh, and you know what? I can check the party finder real fast. No one has anything up for Odin. So. Oh! But there's 3 people in line right now trying to get in. That's pretty cool. Why did I go this way? Never. There's never a final time. This axe haunts me till the day I die. Wait a minute. No. Hold on. I have to take this thing to Blackbrush. For once, it isn't here that I have to go until, well, the immediate next step probably, but whatever. There you are. Spear scrolls? Hold on. Time to Google. Zodiac weapons. What step are we on? This one. Okay, go to Jalzan. Yeah, okay, no, I had it right. I had it right. Ultra's Love Mega Man X6. Oh. The game the game I've heard of. Never anything particularly good, but I have heard of it. All I know is that game has a bunch of really weird systems in it that, like, really didn't pan out. Not you. Hold on. Jalzan. It's a mistake of a video game, but it's my mistake. Hold on. Which step am I on? Animus. So, Animus enhancement. Through my arts, I shall transfer the Sphere Scroll's light energy to your relic. Lend me the object you wish enhanced, and I shall see the deed done. Oh, I hate him. I hate him. There we go. My tenacity on it is getting considerably worse, which I think is really funny. Otherwise, as you will it, I shall finish the task that you and Hubertain have started. This will take but a moment. O mighty relic of Eld, receive of this scroll the memories and toil, or of toil and triumph, and with thy newfound light illuminate this adventurer's path. Ooh, really glowy. It is done. Take up your weapon anew, my friend, and bask in its radiance. The radiance of a newborn star. Animus has been reborn through the power of materia. If you wish to have another relic, I don't. I never want another relic made with these people. Thank you. Oh, hold on. This one. I don't know why this is all bunched up. There. Anyways, looks good now. Okay. What is this at? 110. It is, believe it or not, still weaker than the Ironworks gear that we could have gotten before this whole process started. This level in X6 are the rooms you go to are randomly chosen on every run. You can't re-roll without starting the entire level over. Some of these rooms have important upgrades in them. What? Why? Soul glazed relics. If I remember right, this step is really strange. I trust you've been keeping well, my friend. As you can doubtless guess, my research into the enhancement of your relic continues. Most recently, I have been delving into the subject of soul attunement. Allow me to explain how it pertains to our endeavor. Though, through no small amount of effort on your part, your weapon has become host to an abundant soul energy. However, it seemed to me the relic was not as powerful as it should have been. It was plainly not benefiting fully from the energy it held. After conducting some tests, I believe I've identified the problem, the degree of soul attunement. You see, though soul energy permeates your weapon, at present that energy is not attuned to its host. As such, much of it remains latent and untapped. If your weapon is to realize its potential, it must have full access to this energy. Alas, I fear that my expertise alone has not sufficed to find a solution to this problem. Being the person who reforged your weapon, Geralt may well possess knowledge that is of use to us. However, you will recall that the man hasn't exactly been accommodating of my requests for assistance. Unless some manner of miracle has come to pass, I doubt that he would be willing to help me now. But you, my friend, you have something of a rapport with Geralt, yes? I believe you stand a far better chance of winning him over to our cause. I would be much obliged if you could speak with him in my stead. Yeah, sure. Level 80% of the level is fighting the same horrible mini-boss over and over again. You battle it a total of 5 times. Why? If you're here for the kettle, it ain't ready. It takes time to get contours just right. You again! Can't a man mend kettles in peace? What in the 7 hells do you want this time? Advice on how to enhance your relic of Eld? Well, might be as I can help you, but what's in it for me? Why should I drop my kettle mending just so you can kill things better? You get to lord it over Jalzahn. Now that you mention it, putting that know-it-all in his place would certainly make me feel better about myself. Fine. I'll hear what Jalzahn has to say. You go and tell him to get his arse over here. This is a different step. I have to walk over to get him. Okay. You only have a year to make a sequel to a game that took 3 years. You do a lot of substances. Oh no. Geralt has agreed to help us? Incredible! I know not what honeyed words you used to convince him, but it seems you are as skilled with your tongue as you are with your weapon. But come, let us waste no time. I'm told you got questions for me, old man. I ain't got all day, so be quick about it. Very well, as you're doubtless aware, with Mika's assistance, I have sought to recreate the mighty arms wielded by the Zodiac Braves of legend. Thus far, we've succeeded in... So you want to attune the relic soul energy to its host, is that right? Precisely, Master Geralt. Have you any advice to give us regarding this endeavor? I reckon I do. You need to isolate the energy inside your relic from external influence. You see, soul energy naturally becomes attuned to its host through use. Problem is, being composed of aether, that energy's fickle as sin. Gets easily distracted by forces outside the host. For attunement to happen, you need to get rid of them pesky outside forces. You can do this by making your weapon aether-tight. Buggered if I know how, though. You'll have to work that bit out yourself. Any road, once the weapon's aether-tight, you just need to use it as usual. Run around and kill things with it. Over time, the energy ought to become one with its host. After all, I imagine you'll need to undo some of the aether-tightness, or the newfound power will remain sealed. Isolation, but of course, it's far simpler and a more elegant solution than I dared to imagine. Now, I believe I can readily prepare a glaze that will render the relic impassable to aether. However, when will we know when the sufficient attunement has been achieved, and the glaze is ready to be removed? You know them Archons from Charlian using that newfangled goggles would allow the wearer to see traces of aether? We can make something similar, I reckon. Mind you, we don't need nothing near as sophisticated. A magnifying glass fitted with lenses that are crafted from aether-sensitive material ought to serve our needs. Yes, by blending finely ground crystals with glass, it should be possible to create such lenses as you describe. A truly inspired idea. You are a genius, Master Geralt. Praise is nice and all, but it won't slake a man's thirst. If you want to show your admiration, do it with a drink. But of course, my friend, for your invaluable assistance, I shall distill for you a fiery liquor the likes of which you have never tasted. Oh, now you're talking. You ain't half bad, old man. Now, it just so happens I've got leftover materials to make magnifying glass. I'll get to work on it right away. It's ready. With this, you'll be... after one magnifying glass? Okay. With this, you'll be able to check out soul attunement levels at a glance. I call it the Zodiac Glass. See that you put it to good use, you hear? Your skills are beyond compare, Master Geralt. For my part, I shall prepare the coating for Miku's relic anon. When your preparations are in order, come and see me, and we shall make your weapon aether-tight. I take my leave of you. Is this going to make my weapon not glow? God smile upon our endeavor once more, my friend. I shall entrust the Zodiac Glass with to your care, that you may use it to examine soul attunement levels wherever you desire. Should you misplace it, you will need to speak with Geralt's apprentice. Drake is his name, and he will furnish you with a replacement. As for the aether-tight coating, I am pleased to say, it is ready. In observance with the fine tradition of naming our creations, it shall be known as Soul Glaze. Present me the relic you wish enhanced, and I shall coat it with a layer of Soul Glaze. Then begins the next stage of our quest to recreate the legendary arms of the Zodiac Braves. While in possession, okay, Speak with Jalzahn. Use Zodiac Glass while equipped with a Relic Weapon Novus. Determine the item's current level of Soul Attunement. If you happen to misplace a Zodiac Glass, a new one, yeah. Participating in certain duties will accelerate the rate in which soul attunement is achieved. Inquire with other adventurers as to which activities yield the best results. I'm not doing that. I'm doing the wiki. Thank you. Once it's been achieved, take your weapon back to Jalzahn to complete the upgrading process. Remember, soul energy can only attune to weapons which have been soul glazed. If you decide to enhance additional relic weapons, do not forget to first take them to Jalzahn. Hold on. What step is this at? Novus. What is this? Novus Soul. What are... Okay. There's so many options in this menu now. The Bravura Novus. Without further ado, I shall apply Soul Glaze to your weapon. Yes, that should do it. The relic is now completely aether-tight. With your weapon in hand, do what you do best, adventurer. In due course, the spirit energy it bears shall become fully attuned. Okay, as per usual, I will be doing this later. Okay, it still glows. That's something. Just let me remind myself on the wiki. Each duty gives a certain amount of light. Every 2 hours, certain duty gives more light than usual. The duties on bonus are not indicated until after you complete the duty. Nightmare. It takes about 42 runs of the Aurum Veil. It looks like. Or I can run the 1,000 Maws of Todorok. Unsynced 42 times. Nightmare. Just total nightmare. Okay. Well, moving on from the Nightmare Axe. Oh my god, we have half a party for Urth's Fount. That's crazy. I'm going to put this back here. And you know what? I'm just going to set it to my hotbar as well. We have a ninja quest to do. Now, I wish I could say we're almost done with the side quests. Which we are. However, we have one notable side quest chain to do that we haven't even started yet. We don't necessarily need to start it just yet, though. So as usual, I'm going to give you guys the choice. We can either do this side quest chain, or we can continue the MSQ for a patch or two. And this time, I'm not even talking like fake MSQ. I'm talking like real MSQ. Hello, Boro. Ah, Miku, your return pleases me. I feared I might miss the chance to bid you a proper farewell. Yes, we will be taking our leave from your realm. My mission is complete, and Tsubame's wounds have all but healed. Tradition dictates that we return to our elders to deliver tidings of our success. Redbeak's last words, I will not lie, at first they weighed heavily on my mind. But in the end, I am a shinobi. I came to this land to perform a role, not out of curiosity or spite. Mayhap, Master Gekkai still lives. Oh, I thought that was a player for a second. Mayhap not. It is no longer my concern. Karasu is dead, and with his passing, it is time to close the curtain on this chapter of our lives. Before I leave, I would ask one favor of you. There is a place I would visit before we depart your realm. I would go alone to gather my thoughts. Could you pray look after Tsubame while I'm away? Her condition is much improved, but I wouldn't take any chances. Thank you, Miku. Hello. Your concern is most touching, but I am quite fine, Miku. In fact, it would seem that the injuries I suffered were not nearly as grave as they appeared on first glance. It would appear that Karasu meant more to fan the flames of Oboro's ire than to cause true harm. Speaking of Oboro, have you seen him about? It's not like him to disappear in the midst of our preparations for departure. Alone with his thoughts, you say. Where do you suppose he might have gone? Pool Falls. Duh. Place where the two of you practiced? Yes, he always had a fondness for waterfalls. Yes, that must be it. It must be. Miku, Oboro is not himself of late. Perhaps I worry overmuch, but I could never forgive myself if something ill were to befall him. You will go look after him for me, will you? I seek not to change his heart, but if his heart is truly made up, I wish only to know his true feelings, that I might support him in whatever humble way I can. Oh, right. I also finished gearing every class in A Realm Reborn with Ironworks gear. So, should probably mention that I did that. What were the choices again? So there is one more long side quest line that we have the ability to do right now that leads to more boss fights that we have not started. But technically speaking, we don't need to start it until a little bit later. We could press forward with MSQ. So do we start that side quest chain, or do we continue MSQ? Oh, wow. There is nowhere close to this that I can teleport, huh? Go MSQ? All right. Then for once, we will stop leaving the Moogle to wait. That Moogle has been sitting next to, whichever Senna that is. I don't remember. For, like, almost a year at this point. Urth's Fount is, like, dangerously close to popping, by the way. We're only missing 3 people. That's crazy. Oh, up here. So yeah, we can do the next, like, couple patches. I promise you, okay, all of this waiting is worth it. If we made it to the end of A Realm Reborn, and then I was like, oh my god. And then I was like, okay, and now we're going to stop to do all the side quests. You would want to kill me. Okay? The ending of A Realm Reborn, like the actual proper ending before Heavensward begins, is still one of the craziest moments in this game's history. I'm not going to give any further details than that. Oh, come on. We just need this one healer. A natural Urth's Fount pop is probably one of the rarest things you can, like, have happen to you in this game, other than, like, a natural extreme pop. Alright, we're taking this. So, Odin, is a real weird boss. Do not get caught in Valknut. It's pretty unforgiving. He also randomly inflicts slow on other players. Oh my god. That has to be one of the hardest hitting tank busters I've seen outside of an extreme trial. God, he hits hard. Okay, bleeding on everyone. Good God. I think we have to kill these. Yeah, we do. Ooh. Yeah, I wish I had more commentary I could add to, like, the actual mechanics here. I don't know them. That's how rare this boss is. Oh, cool. A bot. Wow, that's actually kind of nostalgic. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Oh my god. Oh, no. Okay, now we have to murder him as quickly as possible. And we're dead. Ow. Hold on, adding something to my hotbar. Anyways, we try again. For some reason, it was an infestation. New one popping up every few seconds. What the hell? I feel like I haven't gotten any of them lately. Other than whatever the hell was happening on the last Pokemon stream, I still don't know. Oh my god! He hits so hard. Yeah, I'm doing my 30% damage reduction. This guy hits so ridiculously hard. Why does he start Valknut spamming at 1 minute? Like, every time I do my 1 minute buff. So I can't be in to, like, fully use it. Oh, that was part of the gym test. I see. On holding Odin still. There's a Valknut. Here you are. Oh. Okay, in a moment, he's about to do... Yeah, there we go. Shinzen Tetsuken. Now we just have to kill him. There we go. Only wiped once. Could have been much worse. Odin himself drops a set of gear called the Dark Divinity Gear that I hate to inform you is completely sauceless. I'm taking a piece of it as a trophy. Oh, and now I can ban that bot. I'm taking a piece of it as a trophy. There we go. Okay, so Odin looks sick as hell, and a lot of that is due to the cape that's flowing behind him. This was a PS3 game. And if there were too many players with capes in a map, the PS3 lagged. And so Square Enix made the choice to disable the cape and get rid of it for the player version of that gear set. It is very tragic. Anyways, we're already here at Oboro, so we're gonna finish Master and Student, and then we're gonna turn in Fear and Odin in the Shroud. What are you doing here, Miku? I took you for a woman of your word. Tsubame sent you, didn't she? Looks like I was the fool for thinking I could fool two who know me so well. Ever since that day, this is the only place in the world where I can find a moment's respite from the turmoil that rages within me. And yet, the instant the sound of crashing waters fade from earshot, it all comes flooding back. You have proven yourself a true friend to us, a worthy shinobi in your own right. Answer this for me, Miku. For what? For whom do you wield your blade? For reasons I alone shall know. Translation, wouldn't you like to know? Forgive me, Miku, it was a full question. Well, well do I know that the true conviction must come from within, and yet... I speak in earnest to you, Miku. Our battle with Karasu, his dying words, they left me a changed man, and I can no longer deny what I have become. For so many years, I questioned nothing. Tradition, custom, my mission, I was a shinobi, a blade, and a blade does not think. I shut off the doubts, the emotions that threatened to rise to the surface, and told myself this was the true presence of mind. I lie to myself no longer. In confronting Karasu, I confronted myself. Looking upon Tsubame, lying battered and beaten like my countrymen so many years ago, I felt a single, all-consuming desire. To visit retribution upon those who wronged us, and to do so by my own hand. I have made my decision. I shall go and face the truth. For it is only in doing so that my heart will ever know true peace. I will go alone, and I will hear no more of it. You and Tsubame have sacrificed and suffered more than enough. The battle that awaits is mine and mine alone. PS3 yet again makes the words. Jesus. If it is Master Gekkai I find at the end of my journey, so be it. One or both of us will die. It matters not. Either way, my mind will be at rest. You have been a true friend and ally, Miku. Farewell. Oboro. Hi, Tsubame. Forgive me, Miku. It was as if my legs moved of their own accord. It is just as I imagined. Oboro means to confront Master Gekkai, even if it costs him his life. He has made his decision, and I will not stand in his way, but neither will he stand in the way of mine. Wheresoever Oboro fights, I will fight beside him. If it's not too much to ask, pray lend your strength to us this one final time, Miku. You have proven yourself a true shinobi, and your blade, unfettered by tradition or convention, may be just what turns the tide of battle in our favor. Oboro did not say where he was headed, but we already know, don't we? Karasu's last words, Candlekeep Key. Let us see what the guards there might tell us. Tuck this back here. We're not going to use it for any glams, but I am going to shove it in our glamour dresser, so... Any unusual happenings of late? Not as such. Not as such, save for the small private vessel scheduled to dock tomorrow at the crack of dawn. Other than that, it's all pretty quiet around these parts, as it's wont to be. Funny thing, though, you're not the first one to ask that question. A milkmaid, a fairly comely one at that, came by not minutes ago asking the very same question. That's so. The milkmaid is one of Oboro's favorite costumes. Oh my god. As we might suspect, he's one step ahead of us. If we could rendezvous with him somehow, it would give us the advantage in numbers, and yet, the risk of exposing ourselves to our foe is too great. We should observe from the shadows until Master Gekkai reveals himself. I will take up position on the western shoreline. You take to the high ground and keep watch from the promontory over there. Between the two of us, that should cover the entire key. Oh, there's a fate starting down there. That fate is, I think you have to beat up this guy. I had to do that one for some seasonal event, I think. It was the Yokai Watch event. That's what it was. Who goes there? Show yourself. I know a rat when I smell one. Your set looks pretty good in white, actually. I trust that I am speaking with the Garlean Empire's Chief of Espionage and Covert Operations. None other. But you may call me Master, if you like, young one, for old time's sake. You're full of surprises these days, young one. The Oboro I knew would have been on the first ship back to Doma once Karasu cawed his last caw. You look sturdier than I remember, if a bit gaunt in the cheeks. Are you getting enough rest? You always worked a bit too hard for your own good. All these years, it was you who taught me the way of the shinobi, you who I loved as a father. Why, Master, why? Why else? For our village, of course. I simply made the choice that any true shinobi would make. Don't tell me you require a history lesson, young one. Since the time of our ancestors, the shinobi has served many masters. For many years, I served Doma. Then, when the time was right, I chose a more powerful master. Fortunately for me and our village, my services were in high demand. Have you never wondered why, Oboro? Why, when the Doman rebellion was crushed by the Empire, was our village alone spared Garlemald's wrath? It was because of my actions. I protected us, where the entire nation of Doma could not. Protected? You betrayed us all. The people of Doma trusted us. Do you know how many Domans died that day? We swore our lives to protect them, and you sold them into slaughter. Do you feel nothing, not even a twinge of remorse at the massacre you brought upon your countrymen? Countrymen, what is Doma to me when weighed against the ancient and glorious history of my fellow shinobi? History is littered with the husks of fragile men who gave their worthless lives to bring glory to their betters. I hoped against hope that Karasu was wrong, that his story was not but the twisted lies of a sad fool. But no, I was the fool. Master, no, Gekkai. You are no master of mine. In the name of the souls of the untold thousands whose blood is on your hands, I declare your life forfeit. Revenge, is it? Revenge for foot soldiers and peasants? Is that what this is all about? That's why you lingered here like a festering boil after your allotted mission was complete? Forsaking your role in some selfish flight of fancy will not earn you many friends back home, Oboro, nor here. The more time I spend in Garlemald, the more I realize that the Empire quite suits me. There's something to be said for a culture that values merciless strength above all. I've won over quite a few loyal subordinates. Poor little one, all your lofty words, and here you stand alone. You are alone because you are weak. He has no subordinates, this is true. This isn't an army, after all. I like that he cued us. But Oboro has something you will never have. Comrades who believe in him and ideals for which he fights. Tsubame, how did you... Not just me, Oboro. Miku, too, has come to fight at your side. Comrades? You would choose the company of a glorified sellsword over that master who made you what you are? Oh, how far my pupils have fallen. You are the one who has fallen, Gekkai. Miku fights with a sense of honor and purpose that you have long forgotten. Oh. There I am. Miku, I cannot begin to express my gratitude. My friends, my comrades, I am honored to fight at your side. Let us show this false master what true strength is. Okay. And now I'm being trusted to fight the main boss. Oh, I just realized I do have True North. Can I stun him? No. Gonna move that. There's probably fine for now. What is he doing? The Lost Fourth Mudra? Okay, I don't remember this. There we go. Alright, goodbye, Gekkai. Tsubame, Miku, thank you. It is through your belief in me that I was finally able to believe in myself. And Karasu, you had a hand in bringing this chapter to a close. You may be gone, but you are not forgotten. Aw, that almost sounds like a eulogy. It almost makes me wish I were actually dead. Karasu, you still live, but how? Well, when it comes to playing dead, I did learn from one of the best, you know. I see, but why vanish only to return? I love this guy. Oh, just an undelivered present. My chest piece? This is the 5th and final piece of Miku's traditional garb. Let it never be said that I don't complete my missions, even if it's just playing delivery boy. Wait, Karasu, the elders who named you traitor to our village, they were simply blind to the truth, as was I. If I explain, they will surely see reason. Please, let us return home together. What's this now? Now that wasn't in the script. How soon we forget, Oboro. I was not the traitor, no, but I did follow him. That makes me just as much a traitor, at least in their eyes. Perhaps so. At the same time, you risked your life for what you believed in. We are not so different, you and I. The sentiment is most touching, but my answer remains no. The village was always a bit too cramped for me. I prefer to spread my wings on a grander stage. The honorable deeds of my present do not erase the terrible crimes of my past. I was a spy and assassin. Quite a good one, I might add. And for all the blood Gekkai has on his hands, mine are nearly as red. In the elders' minds, you had one mission, Oboro. Why complicate the matter? Bring this back, and tell the others what they want to hear. The traitor Karasu Redbeak is no more, slain at your hand. You will be welcomed as a hero, while my fate will be even grander. At long last, I will be free. If that is how you would have it, Karasu, then so be it. But this, I promise you, slowly but surely our village will change. I will take what you have learned and build a village that honors all of our fallen, a village you could be proud to call home. Just don't get too cocky now, or I'll have to come back and put you and your whole village in its place. I look forward to that day. Let us meet again on the battlefield and pit our ideals against each other as we did that day. Okay. This is it, by the way. This is the last A Realm Reborn combat job quest. I say combat because we do still have the crafter ones. God, do we. The crafter ones range from mind-numbingly bad to one of the, or like a couple of them being shockingly really good, and I will not tell you which ones are which until we do them. It is strange, Miku. All this time I believed I was instructing you in the way of the shinobi, and yet, now that all is done, I feel I should be the one to call you teacher. Thanks to you, I finally achieved true clarity and presence of mind. My blade is stronger for it, and more important still, I now understand what I am truly fighting for. Body or mind, by any measure, you are every bit my equal as a shinobi. Save for one final technique, which I will now impart to you. Kasatsu. Use it to rearrange the energies channeled into your body and unleash powerful ninjutsu techniques one after the next. But be warned, in our tongue, it means quite literally life and death. Which one it means for you will depend entirely on your presence of mind. And with this, I believe we have both satisfied the respective sides of our initial agreement. We will return to our village, which means I must bid you farewell. Though perhaps not this day. I would see my home change for the better and introduce new ways of thinking to complement the old, but before I can, there's much I must still learn about this land. And so I will go on ahead, and I will report to our elders the success of Oboro's mission, and inform them that he will return as soon as he recuperates from the wounds he sustained in battle. With the soul crystal that Karasu gave us, no one will doubt the success of our mission. It's a flawless plan if I do say so myself. Yes, how fortunate that we were that I thought of it. Never change, Oboro. Promise me that. And with that, Miku, it seems it is I who will bid you farewell. You've been a true friend, and my heart awaits the day that we shall meet again. But you will return to give Oboro lessons from time to time, yes? I'm not convinced that his bows are as masterful as he seems to think. And there we go, Kasatsu. Very, very strong ability. Makes it so our next ninjutsu is free and deals more damage. That's it. Very strong, usable once per minute. And by free, I mean doesn't use the charges that we have built up for it. So when I hit this button, the charges disappear, and I can do my next thing for free. Very nice. Part of our optimal damage rotation, as you can probably imagine. This I'm putting over here. Probably this as well. Okay. Now we have to go talk to Apple Pepsi. And then we can start on the main quest. There you are. Your bravery before the Dark Divinity was commendable, adventurer. I am relieved you escaped the battle with your life. And it was not for nothing, I might add. Brother Isumiyan and I have observed something remarkable, though I should like to discuss it with him present. Ah, and see? See how he comes. He's kind of jittering, but okay. Miku, I'm honored to have seen you fight. Why, I can scarcely wait to tell Sylphie about how a warrior of light overcame the terror of the Shroud. No doubt the girl will smile to hear of your valor. That line only comes up if you've done the White Mage quests, so that's neat. But no doubt you are keen to learn more of the Dark Divinity. Very well, I shall share with you what I have gleaned in observing your battle. To begin, felling a primal allows the aether of their physical manifestation to return to the land. This much you know, yes? Odin seems to be subject to the selfsame laws, yet his sword, the Zantetsuken, remains even after his body vanishes. Thus, we thought to examine the blade, and in so doing found that its aetheric density is unimaginably high. Now, we have always assumed the being who brandished the weapon was Odin, but what if we erred? What if the sword Zantetsuken is, in and of itself, the dark divinity? An unforeseen conclusion, yes, but one that clarifies much of the primal. Indeed, that would explain why Odin has never truly fallen. No one has thought to destroy the blade. And if Zantetsuken is the primal, could it not conjure itself a new wielder? Yet, just as Ifrit's tempered or Leviathan's drowned, Odin must needs have his sundered to offer crystals in his name, unless he drinks of the Shroud's aether. Such a weak source of power could be why it takes time for the dark divinity to manifest again. You see, adventurer, our theory accounts quite nicely for two of the mysteries that so long surrounded the primal. And yet, as Oap-Pesi hints, a third mystery remains. If there are no sundered, how does Odin sustain himself? I cannot imagine the wishes of those who first summoned him were so strong as to echo throughout the centuries. Brother, I do not think our theory is flawed. No, this discovery makes it clear the holes in what we had for so long believed of primals. We must revisit the beings with a keener eye. I will inform Master Oriange of what we've gleaned here, adventurer. I urge you to do the same should something else of Odin occur to you. But today is a victory all the same. We have the Zantetsuken, and the mysteries that remain paled in import to the act of locking the primal away. With any luck, we can seal the sword and end the Dark Divinity's ride. Brother, something terrible has happened. The Zantetsuken's gone. One of my own men was stolen away with the blade and left nary a trace to track his flight. I never dreamt he would do such a thing, and I stayed my hand too long to stop him. What? Are you men so disloyal as to rob you? Tell me, Lewin, why would someone do such a thing? Forgive me, brother, I cannot say. I'm astonished as you. The thief was a sworn man of God's quiver. True as any Credonian arrow. Moreover, what could he stand to gain by stealing so fell a blade? Mayhap the soul of the thief was stolen along with the blade. It is within the power of all primals to bend mortals to their wills. If the Zantetsuken and Odin are one of the same, then the sword may control the now sundered man. Is that not right, brother? That is indeed possible. Gods, could I have been so blind as that? Lord Lewin, it is I who needs to apologize. Had I been more wary, I would have foreseen this. Instead, I have cost us dearly and placed you and your men in great danger. Let us not cry over lost swords, Lord Lewin. Send forth the god's quiver and wood wailers to scour the shroud. Brother Oap-Pesi and I will devote ourselves to devising a way to fell Odin after the Zantetsuken is ours again. Yes, brother, indeed. It would be a poor thing to have the blade in our grasp, and no way to destroy nor dull its bite. Adventurer, I will call upon you again when we have something to show for our effort. Until then, go in peace. It has been over 10 years, they still have nothing to show for their effort. Odin still spawns regularly as a fate boss. And there we go. And now we can continue the main story. Oh, and I can remove these now. What were we doing MSQ as? It was Scholar. Yeah, Scholar for a Realm Reborn. Do I dare believe my ears? Good King Malgamog XII, may his magnificent virtue serve as an example to us all, has fallen? All Moogle kind owes you a debt, Kupo. Ah, and I sense Rayo wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let you two speak without fear of interruption. Okay, hold on. Let me confirm how many quests we have to do to get to the next like cool thing that happens. 3 uh 15. Good lord. Your bravery and service to the Twelves Wood and her Moogles shall not be forgotten, Miku. My sister will doubtless wish to hear the tale of this great victory from the mouth of the woman responsible. Pray, return to the Lotus Stand and treat her to a full account of the day's events, while the details are yet fresh in your mind. Oh, at the Lotus Stand, so in Gridania. I should also mention, I have everything we need to complete the quests for, Carpenter. That one. So we can, at some point tonight, probably around 11:30, switch gears to doing that. Oh, is fake Harchifont here? He is! He is here! This NPC looks almost exactly like Harchifont, but he has, his blue highlights. Very strange looking guy. Miku, you are returned to us, unharmed and victorious. Thus, I have 2 reasons to be glad. Yet, many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind as to oblige me, I would fain hear all that occurred in Thornmarch. I don't know, that was like 10 months ago, I don't remember. It is as we feared. The king really is a primal. But he really isn't, is he? I mean, the Mughals don't worship him, for one thing. He's not even a god to them. That doesn't sound like any primal I've ever heard of. And mayhap the fault lies within the definition. The fact remains that, through a combination of the power contained in crystals and the force of their collective faith, the Mughals called forth a being that by rights should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said being left no corpse, the aether which comprised him being scattered to the 4 winds. According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same. Which means... Ossians, this whole business reeks of their handiwork. Kupopo? They said it was a masked man who had taught them how years ago, but Gridania has no shortage of masked men, and I never thought to question... Confound it all, how many more will they ensnare with their tainted gifts? Too many, I fear, so long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames. Ever and again shall we suffer primal visitation, a somber thought, but a salutary one. My heartfelt thanks, Miku. Already the information you have provided has proven invaluable. The Grand Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss. Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter. The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. The Scions shall not want for support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Revenant's Toll. We knew we could count on you, my lady. While Ida and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangement with the Elder Seedseer, mayhap you could return to the Waking Sands and apprise the antecedent of all that has transpired. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. I don't need to pay for that. I have tickets for that. This new definition of primal, by the way, maybe it's a blessing we didn't do the side quest chain. It's kind of important to have for that side quest chain. Anything anyone summons could be considered a primal. Except for, I suppose, Carbuncle or Eos. I don't think they count. I don't know why they don't count. I just know they don't. good to see you, hale and healthy, Miku. God, I haven't seen Minfilia in a while. I received word from Ida and Papa Limo that you felled good King Mogomog XII, but I had hoped to hear your version of the tale. So it was as they said, summoned with the same methods used by the Beast Tribes and taught by the Ossians. Though unfortunate, this incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seedseer of our usefulness. Her offer of additional support could not have come at a better time. My thanks, Miku. Owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are, at long last, ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. So, as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make the journey to Revenant's Toll in small groups, departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct the future operations openly, but on this particular occasion, the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right that I should be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end, Miku. Upon my departure, the Waking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and the premises will be given into the care of Urianger. I had thought to relinquish the property, but he was quite adamant, and I had not the heart to disagree. These walls have borne witness to some of the brightest and darkest moments in our Order's history. Mayhap it is the best that we do not forsake them entirely. Urianger shall remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of primals. By the grace of the 12, he will one day discover the permanent solution we have sought for so long. Of course, he will not be alone. Alize will continue to work closely with him as well. Wow, that's weird. I didn't realize that she said that. My first time through here, I think I remember reading this and going, huh? Alize? And if you don't recognize that name, I don't blame you. You may recognize remember when we were introduced to Alphino, short little Elizin kid. He was with a second Alphino, if you will. His twin, who immediately fucks off and has not been heard from since. That is Alice. It's kind of unbelievable that in the MSQ they go this long without mentioning her. Like, it's crazy. I don't think she's been mentioned since, I want to say, like, the level 20 MSQ stuff. Maybe a little bit past that. Should they require our assistance, I have their assurances that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Urianger, would you inquire of him any tasks, if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling we have forgotten something important. We have, but it's not something we can do yet. The first 8-man raid series begins with Urianger in this room. He will remain here until we complete it. Even if the MSQ calls him elsewhere, he remains in this tiny little time bubble that he can't leave. Oh, also, Arenvald is here. Hello. Should have done anything, but I didn't. Now, Abba and Ali are... I'll not let it be for nothing. I will earn this. Yeah, that guy's important for later. Remember him. Thou art ever welcome, Miku, but I require no assistance. Pray, take thy leave, unburdened by concern for my well-being. Verily, thy countenance bespeaks a desire to quit this place without further delay. Mayhap thou thinkest this chapter of our tale concluded, that these halls should rightly be consigned to the annals of history? In man's eagerness to seize the future, how readily he doth set down the past. Full many a proud pioneer hath bravely stridden into the great unknown, only to find there the banner of his ancestor, faded by the eons, and still man glorieth in his discoveries. 'Tis through his pride and wisdom doth ever give way to ignorance, while they who lurk in shadow remain hidden, lost no sooner than they are found. Oh, be not offended, Miku. Thy conduct hath ever been beyond reproach. Despite thy surpassing strength and all thy many victories, thou hast never been so convinced of thine own greatness as to imagine thyself above the failings of thy forebears. Mayhap it is the echo which hath opened thine eyes to the lessons of history. Would that the same could be said of... Oh. Whence came that cry? The solar, 12 for 10, or 12 for fend, the antecedent. Manvelia, that's a really weird place to take a nap. Miku, you must... Tell me, Louisoix, would you have done the same? Louisoix Levier was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I had met him prior to his passing. An Ossian here? How? How readily you see. You are indeed gifted, antecedent. But you are not like the others. Your robes. Gifted but ignorant. Yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of an emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you. He who... You speak of La Habrea. La Habrea is a warrior. He fought, he fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes. Then he is still... Come, I only confirm that which you already knew. There is no cessation, no oblivion, only expulsion. What are... We're ready when you are, my lady, if there's nothing else. Is something the matter? I feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, it feels strange to leave, but I'm sure we'll soon get used to Revenant's toll. Well, I'll let you say your goodbyes. Take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready. It is only to be expected. She lacks the gift and the knowledge both. To her, we are indistinct. I do not understand. Shadowless, fleshless, formless. What truth there is in each tale is diluted by time and telling. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colors perception. Thus did she perceive not. So it is with all but a chosen few. Even you, when young, could not yet see with eyes unclouded. You know nothing about me, nothing. The gift grants you clarity. It grants you focus. With it, you may in time come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation. Huh? What is happening? Huh? Who? Thank you for the raid? Mole grass? Okay. Okay. Well, welcome, everyone. We're just doing MSQ, so... Oh, Moigra? Oh, I see. I'm trying to read it off my phone. She was doing ARR too. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, we're in 2.1, I think. Yes, 2.1. So... Oh, this is a replay for me. This is 100% a replay for me. I am a story lover. I do love the story to this game. It is really, really good. Oh, I'm further than you? Oh no. I will not, I am reading out the dialogue as a fair warning. I am reading it out loud, for everyone on smartphones. Well, anyways, where were we? La Habrea did not think so highly of the Echo. La Habrea is wrong about a great many things. The Echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master. And if we did, there would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind. I leave as I came, in peace, antecedent. May we meet again as friends. Wait, stay where you are. I'm actually shocked this isn't voice acted. Mayhap I was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy. She shields her children from his grace with such resolve. Was it also by her hand you survived the ardor, I wonder? Just figured out who Laha Bread was. Oh, that's like, that's pretty, like, early. No, hold on. They get introduced, what? Level 40-ish, right? I think? Trying to remember the exact moment they're introduced. I think it's around level, like, 30 or 40. So, you know, like, over halfway through the base game, at least. I take it there's no need to explain. Save your concern. He did me no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you alright? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I could fetch you a flask of my special tonic. Alcohol, I assume? Pretty close to doing the first MSQ roulette quest. Oh! The dungeons in MSQ roulette are, well, they're in a lot better state than they were. So, when I first played through this game, it was back in Stormblood, and my first time through those dungeons was an absolute nightmare. Just the worst... Just the worst thing ever. Urianger, send word to the students of Valdezian. Tell them to scour the archives, the Forbidden Tomes in particular. If there is any reference to an Ossian robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it. An Ossian, my lady? Was that what gave you cause to cry out? I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth from the waking sands, yet Ossians are wont to employ teleportation magics. Why would one be so brazen? I know not and care not. Find him, Miku. Turn every stone in Vesper Bay if you have to. Pray, attend me, Tataru. Are we in another cutscene? No, okay. Yeah, I would say, honestly, the MSQ roulette stuff now is, like, in a pretty good state. Still a bit messy, but they cleaned it up as much as they could. Back in the day, they were inexcusable, honestly. The fact that the game launched like that is kind of, like, amazing. They were 8-player dungeons, with really heavy cutscenes, and if other players skipped the cutscenes... Hold on. I think... I'm just, like, moving to where I remember them being. Anyways, if any players skipped the cutscenes and ran ahead, they could interrupt, like, ongoing cutscenes with new ones. I'm told that you are the Warrior of Light, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north, and you may choose to follow. Know, however, that you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we shall speak anon. Just gonna make sure Eos is out before we, get attacked. We have a 1.0 fellow on the stream. Yeah, I never played 1.0. Thank God. It seems like it was pretty bad. But I've been playing since probably like 4.4 is when I started. I think that would be one of the Stormblood patches. I didn't actually catch up until Endwalker, though. Nowadays, I'm, like, fully caught up. And considering the fact that I like to stream a lot of the new content as it releases, you know, I figured it'd be nice to have, like, an on-stream playthrough documented for people. And then I got a little bit carried away, and now we have, well, all of this. And we've done every combat job quest. And most of the side quests. Not the gold ones, but the blue ones. There you are. Oh. Okay. Well. Oh. Well, you know, it's honestly a pretty fun way to play the game. I do recommend, like, doing as much as you can. Doing the Stormblood side quests? Ah. So you're considerably farther than my character, then. Remarkable. Truly remarkable. I thank you for granting me this indulgence. None save she who bested Laha Brea could endure such an examination. Have the laws of man grown so twisted in my absence that it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary? You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Then you know I acted only in self-defense. I realize the same cannot be said of Laha Brea. Even amongst his brethren, he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot wholly condemn his misdeeds, for through them we have discovered you, one so strong in the gift that she could cast us out. Your mother, Father... Uh-oh. Oh, okay. The camera did, like, a weird movement and then stopped immediately. And I thought the game crashed. Okay, your mother favors you still, that much is plain, but surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, her strength shall soon be spent. Taking things slow and more slow. Huh. Oh, I love doing extreme trials on mine. I love doing them. They're so fun. Who knows? Maybe here on Miku at some point we can try to get that going. They are really fun, though. These lands, these people, this world, all shall soon change. As it was, so shall it be again, as it should always have been. Doubt my claims and question my motives if you will. Only believe me when I say this. I am Elidibus, emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God, and we shall meet again. Oh, that guy. Honestly, okay, I love doing extremes on mine. I've also done my fair share of, like, savage raids on mine. Take it as a warning from me, okay? Alexander Savage on mine is, like, fucking impossible. It is way too hard. I've been doing, the next set of raids after that one, and they're, like, much more doable. For some reason, Alexander, they just had no clue how to design it. Thank the gods you've returned, Miku. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you to your doom. I take it our visitor proved elusive? Beg pardon? He was waiting for you. What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so shall it be again? Of when does he speak? And of what exactly? The words of this Elidibus portend much, but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. I'd hoped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. Why are they handing me Void Scent blood? I can use this for X-Ethers. Okay. Why is that an MSQ reward? Honestly, good advice for the game in general is to take your time with it. This game has so much content in it, and all of it's tied to, like, typically pretty good storylines. So, like, anything you want to, like, you know, like, step aside and do for a while that isn't just rushing the MSQ is probably going to be fun and enjoyable. Let us set aside the matter of this Ossian until after we've completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is but one final favor I would ask you before we depart. I believe I mentioned before that my father was a member of the Alamegan Resistance. The truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained the deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the Resistance with vital Imperial secrets, while feeding his paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believed to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the Primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, though there is much within I still do not understand. It is my hope that Urianger will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It is all that I have left of my father. Such ARR relics. I'm hating ARR relics. What? I could not possibly relate to the nightmare that is any ARR relic weapon. I hate these things. I hate these things so much. Each step is a new hell. I'm currently on the Novus step, so I have to unsync 1,000 Miles of Todorok like 40 times or something, making the Heavensward relic. I'm intending on trying to do at least one of each type of relic on stream. It'll get better as the game goes on, especially when we get to the ones that are tied to Eureka, because that's a storyline I plan on showing anyways. So, like, it's not going to be that much of, like, a out-of-the-way thing. The problem is just that I don't like Eureka very much. So... I wish I liked Eureka. It's really cool that there's a second MMO within the MMO, but, I just find it to be so boring. I don't know, I wasn't able... I'm not really that big of a fan of MMOs that are just, like, killing mobs in fields. Oh, Fates. Fate farming is the worst. And, like, oh god, when you have to wait for specific ones, nightmarish. They're so bad. I thought thee departed. To what end dost thou linger? The father's final bequest, the daughter's lifelong labor. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. Well can I imagine the antecedent's pain. Upon mine honor, I swear to spare no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. Yeah, it's just, like, not the kind of MMO that I'm, like, super into. Miku, this has been Philia. Forgive me, but I could wait no longer. I have departed for the Rising Stones. If you have yet to... Once you have given the journal to Urianger, I bid you come to the 7th heaven in Revenant's Toll. Tataru will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you have already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new Aetherite in Revenant's Toll. After all, it's right on our doorstep. Low-level Fates with Black Mage. Oh, you see, I let chat pick, on my end, and thankfully they picked Warrior. So all of my queue times have been really short, and all of the Fate farming was pretty easy to do with just myself and a Chocobo. It's just like even when everything is taking a minimal amount of time, it is still so painful. It is slow and agonizing. Oh, hello, Tataru. Oh, right, this quest. This quest right here, Magitechnical Difficulties. This mount that we have, this one, it has, like, duty actions, like, in the duties that it shows up in, where you can, like, fire things at the ground, but you lose those when you get the actual mount. This quest gets them back. It's very, very weird. It's the only mount in the game that has, like, unlockable, effects on it like that. Oh, Miku, you're here. Good, good. We were all wondering when you'd show up. As I was just telling your, restive receptionist here, I'm pleased to inform you that all the documents have been prepared and all signatures signed. The Rising Stones is officially yours. Yeah. No, it is, like, a neat touch. It's just, like, really odd that it's the only one in the entire game they have that programmed into. Splendid. From this day forward, I will spare no effort in seeing that it is as welcoming and comfortable as a home for us as the Waking Sands ever was. That said, this is all somewhat intimidating, is it not? So many unfamiliar places and unfamiliar faces. Most of the men and women you see around you here in Revenant's Toll are adventurers who come and go as they wish. I dare say that should make it easier for you to go about your business here. And it shouldn't hurt that Miku here has already made something of a name for herself here. Isn't that so, Miku? Why, that's wonderful to hear. Rest assured that this receptionist will work just as hard to see that our efforts do not skip a beat despite the relocation. And with that, Miku, I do believe it's time you officially announced your presence to everyone inside. The antecedent and the others will surely be overjoyed to see you. And now we can enter the Rising Stones. I hadn't realized that, like, we didn't have this place unlocked yet. So, like, when I was passing by here, like, recently, I was like, what? Wait, where's the entrance? I believe all of our normal, Scion friends are in here. Except for Arenvald? Yeah, Arenvald is not here at the moment. Even Flamine is here. Huh. Was Alize here? And I just didn't... Oh, Alize is not here, I assume that means. Because I think I would have noticed if she was here. I was just pointing out earlier that Alize, like, gets mentioned once in the MSQ, like, when we meet her, and then she leaves, and she is not mentioned again until this patch. It's really funny. Of course, she's heavily involved in one of the side quests that we'll get to when we get to it. That one I'm having some, I'll just say some difficulties getting someone to guide Miku through it. The first raid series in this game is not normal, and I'll just leave it at that, to not get into the weeds on it. It's not normal at all. Well, it's certainly spacious. I've done it. I have done mine coils, and I know how long that takes and how difficult it is. I considered it too. But I just don't think I'll, like, be able to, like, I don't know, have, like, a consistent group for it that would be comfortable with appearing on stream. That could also do voiced callouts for it. Like, very difficult to get a group together for that in general, much less to have one that's I trust with being in close proximity to my Twitch stream. You know? Today marks a new beginning for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. For today, we declare our independence. We shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve all of Eorzea's people proudly and openly. But this does not mean that we will sever our fates to the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the antecedent and I shall endeavor to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, that we shall not permit political considerations to influence our decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea. God, we really couldn't have broken out the voice actors for that. Okay. Awesome. Couldn't even find people to do normal coils. Had to click for Hatsune Miku. Well, welcome. A moment of your time, Miku. I would speak of Elidibus. You're not supposed to be here. Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me will admit no delay. Mine every attempt to contact the students of Valdesian hath been met with silence. No one will respond? Oh, I remember what happened. what just happened. A different quest line is being set in motion that we'll see eventually. How odd. Allow me to try. Honestly, it might have literally been that behind the scenes they were trying to get voice acting figured out. We're about to have a voice actor switch way later, or a little bit later, that, like, changes everything. No response. Surely they would not ignore us. They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst. No, I will not believe it. An outpost, perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would most certainly have raised the alarm. No one could penetrate that sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lack the gift and knowledge, or the knowledge both, oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Valdesian, they may know of it. Though the thought of it pains me, until such a time as we have evidence to the contrary, we can assume but assume the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek another source of information on Elidibus. 'Tis possible that others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however, they are unlike to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Ossian, perhaps? Or Ochre? Or Puce? And which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time, I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the Crystal of Darkness and cast out La Habrea, I dared to hope that we had found a way to rid ourselves of the Ossian menace. But I was wrong. He endures and may yet return. Upon that point, I have no doubt Elidibus spoke true. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work we do not understand, Miku. I discern them all around, in disturbances too great and too numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Doubtless the Paragons are involved, but how and to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come. I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. My stalwart hero, your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, that will not be for a while yet. Pray, return to your private affairs, my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. Kryl, where are you? Kryl mentioned! Holy shit, Kryl mentioned! Like, third best Scion incoming. Any day now, I promise. Your intercession was not foretold. I love the early... Oh my god. I love the earlier Realm Reborn Ossian cutscenes. They so clearly were still in the planning phase for what to do with all of these guys. There are Ossians in these cutscenes that have still never resurfaced. You object? We question. Our plans are in motion, your intentions unclear. They survived the 7th Ardor and are stronger now in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? No, it does not. I am before the Leviathan duty. In fact, that's what we're heading towards. Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labor not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time, when the veil is lifted from their eyes. And at long last they see. That one only had Nabrialis and Elidibus in it, which, spoiler alert, we will be seeing more out of Nabrialis. But there's like a few of them that get mentioned in these, or get like one line, and just never pop up again. There's one of them, I think his name is Pashtarat, that has, I think, a voiced line at the end of a Realm Reborn. Has never been cited since. It's really funny. We're still quite a ways out from actually getting to Leviathan. So, we'll see. Chances are, like, I'm only doing MSQ until 11:30, and then I'm cutting us off so that we can do the Carpenter side quests. Because I do want to cover every side quest chain to the best of my ability, and I spent a chunk of today just making every item we need for it, so we don't need to run anywhere. Oh my god. Another major character being introduced. Crazy. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from the Amagina and Sons mineral concern. It would appear their storehouse and horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifests were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The brass blades charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the concern is selling crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest, but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray, depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Ishtola when you arrive. She and Thancred will have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. We just left the Rising Stones, and they are sending me, or the Waking Sands, and they are sending me directly back to Western Thanalan. Yeah, I think we're like 11 or 12 quests out from the Snake Boy at this point. We'll see. I guess Sea Serpent Boy? Is Leviathan a boy? The creature. We're gonna leave it at the creature. Ah, Miku, your assistance is most welcome. I've already spoken at length of the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go further into detail, but your time might be better spent in a conversation with Fufulupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation, and I would only be repeating that which he relayed to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it would not elude yours. Agenter Tapeworm. Oh, hello there, Miku, was it? Ishtola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We've yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... Ah, but never mind that, I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal Allegan Sunway. The cart bolted off towards Eastern Thanalan, where, thank the gods, I hear that our colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. A speeding carriage? That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning. Yet the Amalja, who do have a foothold in Eastern Thanalan. And what of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could. Did you miss me, old friends? I'm back, but I fear I come bearing disappointing news, or, on second thought, perhaps it's good news after all. Thancred, wherever have you been off to? I figured you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Amalja friends. And wouldn't you believe it, I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, and even was able to do my small part to help my friends in the Brass Blades intercept it. In all my years, I've never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The Blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Is that so? Alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us, Miku. I like that the guy leading the investigation has permanent cheek blush. Wait a minute. I'm leaving. I'm instinctually returning to the Waking Sands, even though I just had to walk 2 steps. I just ignored Thancred. I literally just did not see him. Against all expectation, it would seem the Amalja are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we're missing something. Like, he looks normal to every other character, but to me, he has, like, permanent blush. While you think about what it might be, I shall inform Urianger of our progress, or lack thereof.
Now then.
Oh shit, voice acting. I get to rest my throat for a little bit. Wow.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Oh, ARR, Thancred.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
That was an incredibly Thancred exchange there. Wow. I feel like after A Realm Reborn, they forget that he's supposed to be a womanizer. Granted, he does go through, like, a character arc later that kind of gets him over that, but... I don't know, they just, like, drop it entirely.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
I'm actually going to start taking the gear out of these because I want to turn them in for company seals. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufulupa's brain again. Who knows, if we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. Hello, Fufulupa. Did Yugiri's VA pass away? Did that happen and I wasn't aware of it? Was it her ARR VA? Whoa! Oh, this is not something I was aware of. Oh, she is not credited on behind the voice actors either. Cyan Blake? Yeah, she appears to have been murdered by her husband. Wow, that's oh my god. I feel like I heard about that at some point, but I don't think I ever like looked into it. That's ooh. Wow. Yeah, rest in peace. Wow. Okay. Oh, it's good to see you return. I've given some thought to the matter, and I have just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufulupa. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long, and then it came to me. What if there's someone among our own ranks conspiring with them, a traitor in our own midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufalupa. Indeed, if, for reasons of security, the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. But such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mikote miner traveling without escort so as not to attract undue attention. But who... I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way, mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerley. Fine spot for a rest, would you not agree, Miku? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Ahem. Forgive me, my friends, but I've received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. You know, we were, I feel very close to doing a different side quest tonight instead of MSQ. I'm glad it seems to have worked out that I'm working on MSQ because, oh my god. If I got raided in the middle of Hildebrand, I think I would have, like, died a little on the inside. Are there... Oh, there are more. Oop. Not on HVS. No, there's a set of ARR Hildebrand stuff. Like, a lot of it, too. It has, like, 3 trials inside of it. Stubborn to the last, as expected. You are unharmed. A gang of sea wolf thieves, and in Thanalan, no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea wolves? All of them? Aye, and... all with the same taste in facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Oh my god, mining outfit, Ishtola. I didn't even notice. Okay. Thancred, if you would be so good as to attend the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon, then. Fufalupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. Yeah, you want to talk about, like, rarely seen Scion designs. That's got to be, like, probably the rarest one. I think they only use that once. Ever. It's like the Tataru Arcanist outfit, which we see twice, I think. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. But we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No, I'm afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he, managed to subdue the unit of blades dispatched to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... And how did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling that Somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong. A sea wolf, Lamenson born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him. You have my word on that. I see. Right, keep me appraised of any developments. Yes, she's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed. Or you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? It's been a really long time since I've paid any attention to these quests. The antecedent bid me to tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphino awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. What job is Miku? Right now, Scholar. Share some commotion or incident. I'm not privy to some commotion or incident. I'm not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our traitorous brass blade. And when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. Yeah, currently Miku is Scholar for a Realm Reborn. That being said, I went a little bit overboard, and Miku has absolutely everything from a Realm Reborn unlocked and leveled to 50, so... And all of it's geared with Ironworks gear. I went very, very overboard. You are late. Okay. Okay. I beelined directly for here and never stopped moving, but sure. No matter, I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with Doma, yes, Inauthared? I like that he asks this when Doma has been mentioned in one questline so far. One. Authored has been mentioned 0 times. Never. He wanted me to use the ticket. I see. When I was already on the same map, Alphino is a fan of waste. Actually, spoiled rich kid. Yes, he is. Like the rest of the nations on the eastern continent, it is ruled by the Garlean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of the ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale, and more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Ul'dah, Miku, unless I'm mistaken, and I am rarely mistaken. Alphino, okay? After Heavensward, I love you, okay? Right now, I want to push you into the river, okay? We will find the Domans bickering with the Sultan Sworn on the Royal Promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be pursued by some, and if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Ul'dah. God, he's a prick in a Realm Reborn. When I say he's, like, my favorite Scion, you just have to, like, trust me that he isn't like that later. He gets humbled pretty hard in an expansion from now. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray, understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I can ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart, I know his kind well. I hope that you will find me more to your liking. Alfino Levier, at your service, a friend. Which I believe makes me a very nearly unique, in this part of the world at least. Few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah. Yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate at the quicksand. There, you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. Oh, honestly, as much fun as I'm having in ARR, okay, I'm very excited to start Heavensward. I'm really excited. I have our class all picked out. I have it glammed. I am ready to go. Okay. Huh. Okay, I'm on Crystal. It's very strange to see absolutely nobody in the quicksand on Crystal. But look, I am ready to go for Heavensward, okay? I am ready to go. I did this before the dye change, too, so this was not cheap to dye. I had to transfer some money onto Miku from another character. As a little hint to new players, you can augment your ARR job gear, this stuff. You can augment it to make it dyeable, and some of it looks real nice when it's dyed, especially the Dragoon gear. I'm going to try out the Ninja gear to see if that looks nice. Lots of good stuff hiding in, like, weird corners of ARR if you're willing to look for it.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Oh, I've never been to Oceania, although I think
Lady Yugiri?
I think we can visit it, right? Like in like on North American data centers, we can visit over there.
Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms.
Yeah, it's like the only one that's not region locked.
And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone, razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Isn't it the case that, like, underneath her hood, the reason why she's wearing that?
Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here.
Is because, like, her facial rigging wasn't done yet?
The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed. But I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Yeah, if I remember right,
Men are wont to
what is
fear the
under
unfamiliar. We know this from experience.
her head, like her headpiece, is like a weird, messed up
We seek
Ellison
only
head
to spare the people
or
of
something like that.
Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
Nowadays, it's like not spoilers to say that she's an Aura.
I shall
Everyone's
defer
seen
to
an
your
Aura now.
experience, then.
But
I thank
you know,
you
this
for
was
your
before they were even
understanding.
announced, I think.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Now that I think about it, did Heavensward add a playable race? I don't think they did. Huh. The show of Pokemon for the next generation in the anime. Kind of, yeah. They introduced Yugiri early. Before Aura were even done being, like, put into the game. To, like, you know, because Doma is like a really Aura heavy area. Like that whole area like is a lot of Aura. And yeah, they were like, okay, well we'll put in Yugiri as like a shinobi and she'll be hiding her face. And that'll be the perfect excuse. Eventually they reveal her face, and that's when they're, like, done with the facial rigging, but I'm pretty sure underneath her hood right now is, like a, or at least back when this was added, was, like, a broken facial model. So, if I may, madam, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies were all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much, desperation compels me. Good madam, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Miku? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. Wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the Morrow Sea, but just sent word they can't come, meaning I got a boatload of foodstuffs, and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go and call on... Oh, God. Friedery? My God. I cannot with some of the names in this. Friedery and Catherine. Okay. At the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Wakened Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Yeah, they do that a lot, though. Or at least they did that a couple times, where a new race getting added to the game will have, like, a character that's introduced, like, ahead of time. Vieira had Fran. Fran shows up in like one of the side quests in Stormblood. They didn't do that for Hrothgar, though, actually, now that I think about it. They did that with female Hrothgar, though. Before the female Hrothgar were added, Wook-Lamont was shown in one of the quests. Like one of the patch quests. So, yeah, they do that sometimes. My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? No. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. Okay, I didn't ask, lady. She's in the business of feeding refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I didn't ask, actually. I did not ask. I just told you what to do. Now do it. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man what can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Okay. And we are not shopping with either of these people ever again. Oh, and now that I think about it, there's a few Aura and Heavensward as well. Only a couple of them, but they are around. So, yeah, they've been around for longer than they've been playable, like considerably longer. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. I dared not hope for such magnanimity. I'm stumbling over that word again. I'm moving on. Much less expect it. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you'll be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience. Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alfino. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with your words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy. And that nothing is so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. Quest is this Mother of Exiles? Just wondering how much we're actually gonna get through. Okay, we're probably not making it to Leviathan tonight, but that's fine. We did an exciting trial tonight already. Before everyone showed up. It was Odin though. We did get into a natural Odin queue pop. So that was like kind of crazy. That never happens. A pleasure, Miku. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting. I like that Lalafel's dunce cap.
Are you Giri of Doma?
I know that's not what it is, but...
Last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Domar, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Ugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
Oh, God. I just realized who's talking. Hello, Telechi.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
ARR Raubon is something else.
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends.
They are kind of a shadowy oligarchy.
And
they're
need
just
I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity. You have all read the reports, I think.
They're only slightly less evil than you
Without
immediately
homes
assume
or
them to be,
employment,
okay?
It is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Ugiri represents. That our resources have
This
been
is a
taxed,
tense
I do not
room.
deny.
That's all
We
I'll
are
say.
hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view.
Yes,
You
one
know
point
as
out.
well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
part of 1.0's
Precious
plotline
or not,
involves...
they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future.
Yeah, so, part of 1.0's plotline, I'm not sure how much, but part of it involves, so Eorzea is three nations as of A Realm Reborn. Obviously it's Limsa, Luminsa, Ul'dah, and Gridania. But there is a fourth one, kind of off to the east, that, Alamigo, that is at the beginning of, 1.0, hostile, there's a hostile takeover of them by the Garlean Empire, and a lot of them are sent to, or a lot of people flee to the other Eorzean states, particularly Ul'dah because it's close by, in order to escape occupation, and they've been dealing with the problems ever since. I haven't actually looked through the 1.0 stuff myself, though. Like, not entirely. I have a vague idea of what happens in it.
Uldah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
When I first played through the game and I first watched that cutscene, I was like, oh, well, they failed. Like, what was even the point of that? What? And now I realize, like, this is one of the most important cutscenes we've had in a long time in terms of the MSQ. Is there anything I can tuck away for now? No. Okay. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft I have wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. I will waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. It is, unfortunately, it's time to start winding down the stream. I'm gonna get through, like, as many Carpenter quests as I can. We're gonna be speedrunning these, so... I will be reading all the text, though. If you're curious about what these quests are about, you know, I suppose now's the time. Should have absolutely everything we need, so... All we have to do is, kind of just walk back and forth between a couple of spots. Hello, Beaten. Well met, Miku. Your training as a carpenter is almost complete. Indeed. Is it? This is the level, like, 15 quest. Indeed, I had a splendid final test prepared for you. Alas, in plight of our guild's newest members, demands our attention. The boy's name is Mera Pamera, and he's an adventurer like you, though one of rather less promise. Something troubles the lad, yet he is loath to speak of personal matters with me, though I am the very soul of understanding, as you know. Mayhap you would fare better. I sense that he may be more inclined to speak with a fellow adventurer. Now go, Miku. Do not disappoint me. Oh, you know, thank you for the raid. Really, thank you. God strike me down for a fool. I'll never be able to finish in time. Please, you must help me. Can you make ash short bows and feathered... Or you can make ash short bows and feathered harpoons, can't you? You see, I went and forgot that I had agreed to craft 2 weapons for the Archers and Lancers Guild for delivery no later than, today. But today I am also obligated to complete an order of 100 lengths of oak lumber. The point being that I can't possibly do both, and Timbermaster Beaten is a veritable terror when his wrath is on him. If I dare neglect either duty, he will surely not spare me his saw. So, while I labor over this lumber, might you consent to craft the goods for the guilds? Thank you. Oh, and when you finish them, I appreciate it if you could deliver the weapons to the relevant guild masters. Godspeed. Okay, so, I expected them to make me turn this into the guild master or whatever, not, run halfway across the city twice. Okay. Now, will they recognize that I've done all their quests? Welcome, adventurer. To what do we owe the pleasure? The answer is no. They do not recognize me. Is this the ash shortbow we ordered? Thank you for delivering it. One of our Mikote recruits has been struggling, lest you wonder. Talented though she is, the longbow we furnished her with does not suit a Mikote's shorter arms and slighter frame. I dare say this short bow, with its lighter draw weight and more modest span, could help her reach her true potential. Indeed, short bows not unlike this were favored by her ancestors, and some things never changed. It's clear to me that a great deal of care went into this short bow's construction. I will see that our recruit spares no effort in making the most of this boon. Will the Lancers Guild guy recognize me? I think he's literally gonna, like, kill someone. Honestly, knowing Beaten, I actually wouldn't put it past him. He would probably kill a recruit. This is one of the only guild masters whose, like, personality I remember, and I remember him being a psychopath. Well met, adventurer. You do not seem to be here for training. Please take this from me. Ah, the feathered harpoon. My thanks for the delivery. Had we not received it in time, I was considering using a fisherman's harpoon instead. You seem surprised. I take it you're not aware that harpoons we used in battle were born of the humble fisherman's tool? Aye, when Huron fishers migrated inland from the coast, they adapted the tools of their trade for use in the hunting of game. The resulting harpoon proved a fearsome weapon indeed, and so the Lancers of old took it for their own. Hard to believe, is it not? I must say, this harpoon is a particularly impressive piece of craftsmanship. My compliments to the carpenter. Thanks. Actually, that one I did make myself. A chunk of these I bought off the market board. That one I made. Aetherite Plaza. That's gonna trip me up every time. I'm gonna be like, where the hell is the Carpenter's Guild? Every time I forget it's just right next to the Aetherite Plaza. Because I'm, like, looking for it in the list. Hello, Beaton. How kind of you to assist Mara Primera with the orders. The guildmasters spoke highly of your craftsmanship as well. This is very good. Do not attempt to mislead me. I know full well it was your work. Needless to say, it was necessary to punish the Lalafell. I seem to spend more time sawing apprentices than wood of late. I jest, of course. A saw is wasted on an apprentice. The stink of blood lingers, making it hard to focus on work. This I know. I will admit, I was not ignorant of Mara Primera's situation. In fact, I recognized an opportunity to test your character. You aided your fellow carpenter with no prospect of reward, delivering finely crafted goods when merely serviceable ones would have sufficed, and you claimed no credit. I am proud of you, Miku. There is no doubt in my mind your talents will serve the nation of Gridania well and save many lives, just as they will bring about many deaths. This is the responsibility of all who make weapons. But a choice between the deaths of our people and the deaths of our enemies is no choice at all. You have passed the third and final test. Congratulations, Miku. By your actions, you have demonstrated your understanding of what it means to know the wood, be the wood, and to love the wood. You possess the knowledge, skill, and compassion necessary to master carpentry. By overcoming these trials, you have proven that you are no longer a novice. The sapling is well on its way to becoming a tree. You are now a true carpenter of the oak atrium. Know, though, that however refined your skills may be, there will always be more to learn. Represent us well in your travels, Miku, and return to us often. You shall always be welcome. I don't know why I'm even checking the gear. I have the like level 50 set, so like I'm good. Ah, Miku, my thoughts have turned to you lately. Yeah, probably because I haven't left. I trust you have honed your skills further since last we met. In that case, I have a request. Mayhap you have made iron lances before for your customers. However, you have not made them for me. As you doubtless know, my standards differ from those of others. An iron lance's design is one of elegance and simplicity. I would see you demonstrate your understanding of those qualities through your work. I ask this of all my charges. The iron lance is a marriage of elm, iron, and leather. As you are doubtless aware, the requisite elm lumber and circles of leather are readily available within the city. Iron ingots, however, are much rarer, as they are forged by the smiths of Limsa. Procuring them will prove far more problematic. You must steel yourself for a long and arduous journey, Miku. The wilderness is infested with unspeakable horrors, and the roads are watched by bandit hordes. But I jest. While such arduous character-building trials may have been possible once upon a time, they are, alas, simply unfeasible now. You need only browse the market boards or enlist the aid of a blacksmithing associate to obtain the iron you require. Oh, and there is but one more thing you must needs do. I would have you attach a single materia to the lance you craft. Any type will suffice. I find it hard to believe that an experienced adventurer like yourself could be unfamiliar with the substance, but on the off chance that you are, I suggest you seek out that goblin fellow in central Thanalan. There is no one more knowledgeable on the subject, or so I have heard. When you are in possession of all the necessary materials, I bid you craft me a single materia-enhanced iron lance. Oh look, a single materia-enhanced iron lance, right in my inventory. Is your lance ready? I'm eager to see what you have wrought. I think I didn't craft this, but I did attach the materia myself. You do not disappoint, Miku. Your lance exceeds my expectations. These formidable weapons were originally intended for use by the Ishgardian cavalry and were designed with the aim of maximizing the bearer's effectiveness on the field of battle. By utilizing the speed of his mount, a lance-wielding knight could easily deliver a devastating blow that could cripple, if not outright kill. But in this mode of attack placed significant strain on both the rider and his weapon. Should the latter fall, the knight would be left defenseless. Needless to say, the iron lance proved to be anything but prone to failure, eventually prompting the Gridania's wood whalers to adopt it as their own. The differences between modern Gridanian weapons and the Ishgardian original are not so substantial, amounting to little more than a smaller vanplate. Our lancers do not require the same protection as a mounted knight, you see. Fascinating, is it not, the history our weapons carry, how they change and evolve to meet different demands? Truly, all things possess potential for growth, weapons and armor, forests and cities, and aspiring carpenters. Remember this too, Miku. The Iron Lance is a marvelous weapon, not because it does not bend at the moment of impact, but because it does not break. To bend yet not break, to endure and persevere, and finally triumph. When I gaze upon this lance, I'm reminded of the singular importance of resolve, a quality I saw in you when you first joined us, and that will serve you well in the future. Whatever troubles you may face, remain resolute as an iron lance, and you will succeed. Oh, Miku, you look well. If you have come in search of work, I fear I have nothing to offer. Though, if you have no other pressing responsibilities, you might consider spending some time with the younglings in the Acorn Orchard. The workshop has demanded my full attention of late, and I have been unable to see them myself. That will be all, Miku. Oh, outside. I see. Oh, wait. I know this spot. I've idled here quite often. Or, like, more accurately, I've ran around in circles over here because, there's, like, a little jumping puzzle over here that you can do. It's like a weird little, like, kind of remote spot that I like. Hey, you're one of those adventurers that joined the guild. Beaton's down in the dumps, is he? No wonder he hasn't visited in ages. I've seen him like this before. I bet it's because he can't think of anything new to make. He's no fun when he's like this. I prefer it when he's waving a saw around and threatening to tie his useless new apprentices into to Figaga's gift. And wait, I know. You're a pretty good carpenter, right? Then you can make high-quality walnut lumber. You know, how he's always saying stuff like, you must know the wood and all that. Well, I bet if we gave him some really good wood, it'd cheer him up in no time. Don't say things like that. Please. I know it sounds a bit strange, but then he is a bit strange, isn't he? And we have to try something. I miss the old Beaton. I believe I have, yeah, I have it right there. I think I crafted this? I think? Beaton's good wood. Is this intentional? Did they do this on purpose? Leave me be, Miku. I must focus. What is this malaise which plagues me? I thought myself resolute as an iron lance, and yet... Hmm? Yes, I feel it. I feel it. This high-quality walnut lumber. It is your handiwork, is it not? I'm like 75% sure it is. Dense, durable, and expertly finished. There's no doubting your skill, Miku. Walnut furniture was once quite popular in Ul'dah. Mayhap we could revive that tradition. Or better yet, produce a sturdier base for a new vanplate design. The possibilities are endless. Thanks to you, Miku, it seems I'm now paralyzed with indecision. How you have grown, and in so short a time. You remind me of a dear friend, another soul possessed of great passion. Though we walked different paths, we pushed each other to give nothing less than our utmost. He even helped me through those times when inspiration failed me. I see much of him in you. And so, I can hold you to the same high standards. Return to your work, Miku, and do not disappoint me. It is good you have come, Miku. Your talents are needed for a commission. The client asked for you by name, in fact. It would seem the adventurer-turned-carpenter has earned herself a reputation. You are to craft a walnut cane of unparalleled quality. When it is ready, bring it to me. I'll not permit you to deliver anything less than perfection. There you go. Is that your cane, Miku? Take it. You've done well, Miku. The gentle curve of the crook appears natural, as if it was destined to take such a shape. Indeed, your skillful application of growth formula has imbued this cane with new life, giving it the appearance of unworked wood. Wands and canes are perhaps the purest expression of the carpenter's creed, in that the finished product is a celebration of the wood's past life. Conjurers are, of course, highly attuned to the natural world, hence it is no small coup to craft a cane that satisfies. But your cane should meet the client's approval. You may go and deliver it to him at the Adder's Nest. That's pretty close by. The Lalafell is still sulking in the corner. There you are. Yes, I'm waiting for a carpenter from the guild. Why do you ask? So this is Beaton's famed disciple. It pleases me that I can finally put a place to the name. I am Gerhard. Though I myself have no talent for conjury, it is plain to see this cane is exquisitely wrought. Aye, the cane is not for me. It's meant for a conjurer recently assigned to my unit. Her name is Pawnette, a talented but stubborn soul who thus far has resisted my every attempt to integrate her into our ranks. I have been here long enough to know that Gridanians can be rather protective of their city, and that this can manifest itself in a deep mistrust of outsiders. However, I cannot simply order her to set aside her prejudices. I need her to trust me of her own volition. It is my hope that by giving her this cane, she will at least accept my leadership. You will find her in Stillglade Fane. Please give it to her on my behalf. Oh. That's, over here. You know, the botanist quests were kind of nice. They let me just, like, stand around in one spot, maybe two spots. These quests are sending me everywhere in Gridania. Hugh. How long does the captain intend to keep me waiting? Does he have any idea how little time a conjurer has to spare? A gift that Alamegan kept me waiting this long for some trinket he did not even see fit to deliver himself? Typical. These foreigners truly don't have the first idea about... Gods, it can't be! A walnut cane! One so finely wrought that I can scarce believe it man-made. To conjurers, our canes are the physical representation of our connection with the living world. They provide a focus for us to channel the forces of nature and weave spells. To possess a cane made of walnut is a dream most conjurers share. Okay. And I am no different. I see the beauty of this cane in the heart of the woman who made it. That an outsider could craft this flawless cane. I think I bought this one off the market board. Forgive my impropriety, adventurer. I've never paid outsiders any mind, imagining them incapable of comprehending Gridanian tradition. Yet it seems it was I who failed to comprehend. You have humbled me, adventurer, and opened my eyes. It is clear you have worked hard to learn our ways, as has Captain Gerhard. I cannot thank you both enough. Though I do not deserve this cane, I swear that I will do my utmost to earn it. My thanks again, adventurer. Should you meet with the captain before I do, please convey my gratitude. They're sending me back to the captain? Okay. Sure. I don't even, like, really need to teleport with this one. He really is just, like, around the corner. If you've ever wondered, by the way, why ARR city-states are built like this, you know, more spider web than places where people live, it's entirely 1.0's fault. I knew it would not be easy pleasing her, but I never doubted that Beaton's finest could deliver. I wonder how is he? Still working too hard, I presume? So it goes. Anyway, duty calls. Thank you again, Miku. Please give my regards to the Timbermaster. 1.0's engine was notoriously really bad. So all of the city-states, in order to make it so the game could load them properly and the servers wouldn't be too strained by people coming and going from them, you had to walk into them, and they were all really, like, weirdly laid out labyrinths. The layout of them from A Realm Reborn is, like, a remnant of that. Welcome back, Miku. Was the client satisfied? Interesting. So, the client was not a conjurer himself. In any case, I'm glad to hear that the intended recipient was satisfied. I must know, Miku, who was this client? I only received their messenger, and I cannot fathom why they would not come in person. Gerhard, you're certain? I thought him far from Gridania, on campaign. When did he return, and why would he not greet me in person? We've known each other for so many years. Well, I can only assume that his duties leave no time for such niceties. I'm glad to hear he is home and well. Thank you for attending to his request, Miku. I look forward to our next meeting. Probably time for like 2 more quests, maybe? We can finish these quests up at the beginning of next time. Well, if it isn't Miku, you grow more popular with every commission. Take that walnut cane, for example. You remember, don't you? The one you crafted not long ago? Must have left quite the impression on Gerhard because he has once again requested your services. This time, he would have you craft an oak longbow, a quality longbow, but I presume you already knew that. Gerhard's squad is considered one of the finest units in the Yellow Serpents. They are oft tasked with dangerous missions which carry them deep into hostile territory. Our soldiers should never want for the best material. I trust you will not disappoint Miku. Have you the longbow? Please take this from me. Marvelous, simply marvelous. Some carpenters claim that the oak is ill-suited, or that oak is ill-suited for use in longbows, and that other woods are far more preferable. But I would say you've chosen your materials well. This particular specimen is both hard and elastic, and I see no reason to believe it will take a permanent bend. Of course, we have you to thank for that. The finest materials are nothing without a skilled craftsman to mold them. Indeed, this longbow is a testament to your ever-growing skills. Gerhard will approve. You may take it to him at the Adder's Nest. What do you say now? How does he do such clean cuts? How does he do it? Such clean cuts and alacritous assembly. I cannot hope to mimic such mastery. Okay. I've just realized that the Rogadin we're doing this quest alongside, it seems, is named Rudy Giuliani. Like the lawyer that melted in front of, like on stage in front of everybody, who was like an older like political figure. That Rudy Giuliani? Okay. Interesting choice of name. My word, I see my faith in you is not misplaced. I have a young archer under my command who will be thrilled to receive this. It is of critical importance that my squad keeps its weapons and armor in good shape. Our reconnaissance missions often require that we spend weeks in isolation without any form of support. In fact, we leave for our next mission on the morrow. Unfortunately, this means I must once again postpone my visit to the guild. Beaton complains, just give him a piece of quality lumber on my behalf. That should provide ample distraction. He's always been more passionate about his work than anything else, but I imagine you learned that long ago. Until we meet again, Miku. Gerhard was satisfied then? Good. Another mission? I understand. We are both professionals with responsibilities that cannot be ignored. Even so, it always gives me cause for worry. I do not question his ability as a commander or as an archer, but irrational as it may be, forgive me. I am cursed with an overactive imagination. It is nothing. Never mind. We shall meet again when I have, next I have a commission for you. I got distracted. Somebody did a shout out for one of the world bosses from Dawn Trail in the chat, and I realized, like, oh damn it, that thing has a mount I want. It's fine. I don't have any characters that could do it outside of one who's not even on this world, so. Miku, you minx. If I didn't know better, I'd say Gerhard was smitten with you. He's given you another commission, this time for an oak composite bow. In case you were unaware, such a bow can only be wielded by a master archer with years upon years of experience in the field. Don't you see? You are to craft a bow for Gerhard himself. You are to give this commission your undivided attention. Miku, while simply crafting an oak composite bow is no small feat, I will not permit you to present anything less than perfection. Have I made myself clear? Now go. This one, I bought off the market board. Even experienced carpenters can find constructing a composite bow to be a daunting task, given the complexity of the design and the variety of materials required. But the resulting product is well worth the price. This union of wood, bone, and sinew possesses the power of a self-bow. The power of a self-bow more than twice its size. Okay. This makes it ideal for archers who must travel with minimal supplies and cannot afford to carry heavier equipment. No matter how much I search, I cannot find a flaw with your craftsmanship, your materials, your execution. It is all, for want of a better word, perfect. It comforts me to know that Gerhard will wield this formidable weapon. Deliver it to him with my blessings. What level of quest is this one? It's 40. We have 2 more. I might push ahead. Greetings, Miku. I believe you have a delivery for me. Now, this is a fine bow, worthy of the bow lord himself. The girl will be pleased. What's that? Beaton thought this was for me. Oh no, this isn't for another one of my archers. I have a perfectly serviceable bow, which has served me for many years. Beaton ought to know. He made it. Ah, those were the days. He, the young initiate, I, the aspiring serpent. He wasn't always so damn cocksure, you know. Back then, he was full of doubts and questions. The maple longbow he made me might not look like much to you, but to me it's the perfect weapon. I intend to use it until the day I die. Now that I intend to die anytime soon, of course. Now that I believe I have a delivery of my own to make, if you'll excuse me, Miku. Yeah, I remember these quests like get a little bit more interesting as they go along. But I remember this is one of the ones that when I first did it, I was like, this one's not one of the better ones. Welcome back, Miku. Was Gerhard well? What? He still uses that longbow I made as an initiate. I didn't think he kept it. But a twin adder captain deserves a far finer weapon. I should offer to craft him a new one. Until the day I die. What nonsense. Surely that longbow is no more than a mangled stick at this point. If it were to break during battle, he would only have himself to blame. Ugh. I cannot stand idly by while he... No, I will give this no more thought. He is an experienced soldier. He would never be so reckless. Oh, I did not realize that you were still here, Miku. You may go. I have nothing else for you today. Oh, not now, Miku. I have too much on my mind. I did not intend for things to become so heated. Yet Gerhard refused to listen to reason, and I... Never mind. Leave me to my work. If you still desire company, perhaps young Nicolio? Young Nico will serve. Get rid of that. I still have, like, stuff on these hot bars from when I was crafting them. I remember you, Miku, right? Let me guess. Beaton told you to go away again. He's been like that since Gerhard left. He had some commission for the guild, but Beaton wouldn't accept it because of an old bow or something. They were shouting and Beaton threw him out, and they were both acting like younglings. I don't know if it'll help, but maybe you should talk with Gerhard about what happened. I think he went back to the Adder's Nest. Leave old Beaton to me. I'll talk some sense into him. You know, at the very least, these are all pretty close together. I haven't had to teleport over and over again. Miku, what brings you here? So you heard about what happened at the guild. It is unfortunate that the children bore witness to our dispute. And even more unfortunate that I must ask you to become involved. My request was intended for the Timber Master himself, but since he has refused me, I have no choice. I need a cobalt halberd, a jade crook, and a yew longbow, your best quality as fast as possible. The equipment is required for a mission of grave import, which is why I'm first approached the Timber Master. But you are also a proven artisan, Miku, so I think I can safely entrust it to you. Nevertheless, I must ask that you present your finished items to Beaton for inspection. If he judges them acceptable, then I will gladly accept. Yeah, I think this is 45? Yeah, okay, we'll push to the last one and get these all into one stream. And by next week, I'll have to have the next one prepped. I feel it necessary to apologize for my earlier behavior, Miku. It was unbecoming of a Timber Master. So you agreed to fulfill Gerhard's order. Very well, let me see what you have brought. You chose your bow staves wisely. I see no imperfections in the yew which would interfere with performance. The rosewood reinforcements appear solid, and the sinew of the bowstring is of excellent quality. I have no objections to this bow. and I believe this is the first time I've judged a halberd of your creation. Fascinating weapons, halberds. Did you know they were a Hellsguard invention? Their marauders first used them to repel mounted units. A skilled wielder could easily pull a rider from his saddle. As for this particular halberd, I have no criticisms. In fact, given the quality of the axe blade, I can't help but wonder if you've been studying blacksmithing. Though, even if you were pursuing other disciplines, this book proves you have not neglected your carpentry. The luxurious reddish browns of the mahogany, the entrancing greens of the jadeite, it is a true expression of Gridanian philosophy. A triumph in craftsmanship made only with the necessary materials. Bravo, Miku. I was wrong to deny Gerhard, but thanks to you, his squad will not suffer from my stubbornness. I only pray he reconsiders my offer. Ah, yes, you may proceed with the delivery. Okay, I do hope the level 50 quest is kind of, short, though. Beaten had no objections? Excellent. Then if you would hand me the weapons... Please don't cutscene me. When we first met, the quality of your work was already impressive. I must say, though, that looking at your most recent products, it's clear even to me that you've grown tremendously, both professionally and personally. Or maybe it's more obvious when contrasted with Beaton's... No, that's hypocritical of me to say. As much as I am to blame for our squabble, I'm as much to blame for our squabble as he. I swear, when we fought, it was as though nothing had ever changed. In any case, I thank you for your hard work. This next mission may be your most dangerous yet, and it gives me great comfort to know that my squad is equipped with the finest weapons. Maybe sometime before I see you and Beaton again, please give him my regards. Was he pleased, Miku? Oh. Once again, he fails to deliver his farewells in person. Yet a soldier must serve and a carpenter must craft. These are the lives we have chosen. I've tried to reason with him, offered to replace his longbow, but he refuses to face reality. That bow will not last another moon, if even that. But my fervent protestations, I guess, fell on deaf ears. I allowed my temper to overwhelm me, and I said many things I now regret. When he returns to Gridania, we should have much to discuss. I pray that day comes soon. Oh, Miku, it's horrible. It's so horrible. An officer from the Adder's Nest came to speak with me. In the North Shroud, near Ixali territory, they found Gerhard's longbow. I saw the fragments myself. It was the self-same maple longbow I made all those years ago, which means Gerhard is... I wish to be alone right now, Miku. Go... be with your loved ones, or play with the younglings in the acorn orchard. I like that, like, given the choice between seeing her loved ones or talking to a random child, Miku was like, yep, I'm talking to the child. Hey, Miku, it's good to see you weren't here, or it's good you weren't here earlier when Beaton heard the news. He went on a rampage in the workshop, howling like an animal and breaking anything within reach of his bare hands. I don't think we can help him this time, but if you want to try, you can give him some really, really good wood, like, say, the best length of rosewood lumber you can make. Maybe that would work? Proud to report, I did make the rosewood lumber. Nobody was selling just one length of high-quality rosewood lumber for a decent price. So, it's not very hard to make, though. Why have you returned? I told you I wish to be alone. Look, wood, your favorite. Literally jingling keys in his face. This is an exquisite length of rosewood lumber. Truly the culmination of decades of growth and maturation. I know you mean well, Miku, but it is of no use. My thoughts remain with Gerhard. Like a young sapling, he matured into a magnificent tree, only to be cut down before its... Wait, what am I saying? Gerhard was no sapling. He was one of our finest. And the scouts found signs of a skirmish, but no bodies. Do you not see? He must still be alive. He and his squad are out there somewhere, isolated and likely low on supplies. I know for a fact that he carries only one bow. So if that weapon has been broken, Matron Fortend, he could be defenseless. He must needs be sent a new one straight away, but I fear I am in no condition to craft it. My earlier foolish tantrum, I injured my hand and have not the strength to grip a saw. You must be the one to craft Gerhard's bow. Miku, I beg of you, make him a peerless crab bow and affix to it a savage aim materia of the 3rd grade. Once finished, seek out Gerhard and his men in the North Shroud. The fragments of his old longbow were found not far from Alder Springs. The matron is merciful, you'll find him not far from there. Please, Miku, you are my one and only hope. Okay. I'm sorry, I know the area he's in. That area is filled with level 3 enemies. I think even if your weapon breaks on you when you're fighting them, it's, like, difficult for them to kill you. Oh, never mind. This is the level 25, like, chunk of the woods, isn't it? No, it's the level 4 chunk of the woods. What do you think you're doing here? Take cover, you fool. There are Ixal about. Look, a bow. Oh. You see, I wasn't seeing this. Damn it, Miku, this is no place for a carpenter. A bow? Did Beaton send you all this way just to deliver a bow? God bless that stubborn fool. Should have listened when he said my maple longbow was at its limit. My thanks, Miku. If it weren't for you, I don't know what I would have done. Now keep your head down. I have a chieftain to slay. Oh, the camera work. Oh, impeccable. You know, they said he was with the serpents earlier, but these are wood whalers. You know, I'm just saying. Oh, we don't even have to talk to this guy again. Okay. How many classes do we have? 7 of them left to do. I may still need to dedicate a couple streams to these, to get through all of them. I could kiss you, Miku. He lives. Gerhard lives. I owe you a debt that can never be repaid. 1,000 times over, I thank you. You came to us as a seedling, yet now here you are as a heaven's pillar. Here, there is not much else I can teach you. In fact, you've inspired me to reflect on my own deficiencies. Minor though they may be, I would be remiss if I neglected personal development. Though you are no longer under my tutelage, I trust that you will continue to hone your craft as well. Best of luck to you, Miku. I don't need any of that. Is that a primary tool? I was hoping these would give secondary tools, because getting a good secondary tool at level 50 is really hard. That's all I've got for the evening, though. I believe this is going to be the end of the stream. Excuse me while I desynth a million things. I wonder if that's worth it. Fieldcraft Emuteria? Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I'll equip that. To craft myself a level 51 anyways. There. I'll take those and sell them at a later date. For now, though, I think that's gonna be it. I'm just gonna end off here. I'm not gonna go to the inn to log out. I have some last minute business I need to do off stream, just selling stuff, you know. That'll be it from me for tonight, though. Do that. There we go. Crazy stream tonight. Lots of people. Happy to see people in. Really, really happy to see people. Next Miku stream will be next Sunday, as always. I do this every Sunday at the same time, so that's we'll be doing more MSQ, we'll be doing more class quests probably. Hopefully advancing the Bravura. Maybe. I'm not sure. Let me see what else we have left to do. Yeah, just that and like a few more side quest chains, and then we're done with ARR. We'll be doing Pokemon Scarlet on Tuesday, anywhere from Tuesday to Thursday. I'm not really sure when yet. I don't know what my upcoming week looks like just yet. Otherwise though, that's all I've got. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Really, it means a lot. And yeah, have a great night, everybody.